broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone! We are back for another recap preview of Total Divas Season 3, Episode 12, Baby Not On Board 3. I am Kaori Takee, and I'm going to let the beautiful panel introduce themselves, starting with the lovely lady next to me.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christy Olsen. New to the panel, but on top of the world here.
You're our own Paige.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, my new favorite. So that works for me.
And next to her?
Well, I guess I'll start since I'm closest. Gabrielle Loren. Good to see you guys again.
You can't see nobody.
I know, I do.
That's us.
And we communicate, I guess.
Who's calling you out?
Well, why couldn't I be talking to you guys? I mean, we're having a conversation here.
I
can hear you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And I'm the Walking Dale.
Are you the Walking Dale?
I'm the Walking Dale.
Okay. So who's Dale Rutledge?
Oh, that's that other guy, yeah. I don't talk to him much.
Okay,
but it's good to see him.
Okay, guys, so before we get in, overall thoughts of this episode?
Oh, it was another good one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't sure we could top the premiere, but this entertained me.
Yeah, I liked it. I think
there was more drama first episode, but I liked the Rosa storyline, and I enjoyed seeing that play out. And I can't wait to see where they go with that, so.
Yeah, I was surprised that the Bellas are still... I mean, pretty much the whole episode, they're just so hateful. I mean, Nikki especially towards Brie, and but I love the Rosa storyline as well, so we should talk about that.
I feel so bad about... No, we're not going to talk about that one. Just kidding.
I was like, what?
It was just one of the main points of the episode.
We're just not going to talk about it.
So that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Well, you know what? I've never really laughed as much watching this show. It was always about the drama until Paige came along. That first scene with her and Big E, I was rolling on the floor. He's great, too. I mean, he's got a big personality. But she is just so funny.
That's not all that's big on him, apparently.
Yeah, really. It's funny she has the balls to just go up to any wrestler and start playing with their man boobs.
I know.
It's so cute. She's so cute.
Yeah.
She's very free and comfortable.
She's free and comfortable. I like that.
Yeah. That was definitely notable. Like, every time we see Paige, she's always doing something entertaining and fun and different and unique. Her interactions are so great.
Well, and sometimes when people first start out on a reality show, you can tell that it's the first footage of them, that they weren't comfortable in front of the camera. But she seems like just right off the bat, she was being herself on camera.
She's like, okay, let's just do this. Whatever. Some other notables. JoJo was there for a second.
Yeah.
I must have missed that part.
Did you?
You blinked. Yeah.
Yeah, you blinked.
But didn't she seem kind of like to shy away from the camera? I wonder how she feels about the whole thing now.
I don't know. I thought she was like, hey, what's up, everybody?
It was it was so quick, and their interaction was kind of wonky a little bit, so it did feel like either she was put off by what they said, or she was just in a hurry to go whatever she was doing.
Go sing her national anthem or whatever she's doing.
And even though Naomi's no longer officially on the show, she was a little bit on this one, which was nice to see her there.
Yeah, and she had a great story. I loved that moment with her. She was always my favorite. I miss her.
Oh, she was your favorite?
Because she's relatable. She kind of seems like the only one to me that's very real. Like, you can look at her life and think, like, oh, that's another girl just like me.
It used to be Natty.
Yeah, right?
I wonder if that's why they...
Natty's adrift.
She is adrift. I wonder if that's why they got her off the show, though, because maybe she didn't have enough drama, or, you know what I mean?
That could very well be.
These girls that they added, like, Paige is very playful, Alicia Fox has a wild side to her. I think maybe Naomi was too straight and narrow. I don't know.
I totally get that, but I feel like her family life is very relatable, like you said, Christy. And I mean, I don't know, there's enough going on in her life for there to be a story with the wedding, this, that, and the other. They just didn't really like to preview her much. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to miss her, and I'm going to miss seeing the Usos around.
Yeah, the Usos were super cool, too.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it has to do with the fact that maybe he has kids that are not hers, and 2 little boys, and I wonder if maybe the mom won't sign off for them to be on the show. So maybe without the kids storyline, without showing her as a stepmom, and that's probably a big part of her life, maybe that's why she's not bringing it.
Maybe. But, for somebody who isn't on this season, we saw her in a match last episode, and we got a lot of snippets from her this episode. So they're still throwing her out there.
Featured.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it felt good.
And then another weird notable was Reverend Jackson in the house.
Definition of random.
Yeah. I thought they were going to go somewhere with this, but no, just a cameo. So what's up, Reverend Jackson?
What's up, Rev? Yeah, and it was right. They were about to really get into it too, and they're like, and then you know what? Oh, hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Bye bye. It was just so weird and awkward.
I was waiting for a really unprofessional moment to happen between the sisters, like the meeting that they had with the merch guy. But no, they were probably very impressed with the Reverend and didn't want to, look bad.
Yeah.
They didn't care about anyone else.
I don't know how closely you guys were watching, but the Reverend's eye line when he was meeting Nikki was quite interesting.
Uh-oh.
Roll that back and just press pause. You'll see that he definitely took in an eyeful.
Oh my goodness.
Well, to be fair, I think I would be very mesmerized as well.
She was given an eyeful.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair.
I mean, the way she dresses, she likes to show them. She paid big bucks for those things, so might as well show them off.
Did she pay for them or John Cena?
I've always wondered that.
Good question.
Like, when did she get them done? I'm curious.
I remember
When they were
disappeared.
on their break.
Yeah, they disappeared, and then
For
they
like 11
came
months.
back, and she had big old knockers, and was like, all right, twin magic, no more.
John probably paid for it.
Well, and they look so much better than Rosa's, so you have to think there's a money factor there.
Roses
Money
are...
factor and better doctor
Listen,
factor.
if we can't talk about fake breasts on Total Divas, what other show can we talk about?
Kardashians.
Touche.
That is a good comparison, though. I feel like Roses definitely look like, whoa, boob job. And
Yeah.
Nikki's are like, oh, boob job.
Yeah, that's true.
The only difference is one is more lifted and not as big, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the other ones weren't.
The other ones are big and sagging.
I was thinking that maybe they were like 20 years old. I expected her to say like, "Oh, mine are leaking too," but she said they should just have them done. So why are they down here?
Yeah.
Okay, we can move
Bad
on now. I'm
job.
done. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
they were just like too big. But anyway, all right, let's talk about Nikki and Brie first because we already started talking about them. They're still at war with each other. Brie is trying really hard to make amends with her sister. She's constantly apologetic. She's always saying sorry. She's trying to make small talk. They even have a merchandise meeting, and Nikki's like, "Look, I'm going to tell everyone what just happened." I thought that was really bad.
It was bad.
And to make it worse, she goes, "I was being very professional."
Yeah, it was worse when she said that because it's like you're obviously doing this to be like kind of rude to Brie in this meeting, and then to think that that's professional, it's like, come on, you don't really think that, do you?
Like, I love these two, but if I was Nikki's sister, I'd probably take a gun to myself because she is so hard to deal with.
Oh, see, I think the
Don't
other
you?
way around. I think Bree's the one that's difficult to deal with. She's always
Really?
trying to
No.
like force her life and her views and what she thinks Nikki should do on her. She just comes off as a little bit self-righteous.
Well,
she's
here's
very
the thing.
nice. I've interviewed her. She's very, very lovely. But just, as far as her sister goes, comes off as a little bit like, why don't you do what I do? Get married, have kids, because I said.
I think I understand that, but at the same time, it's because Nikki's always complaining about those things. So if you're gonna like commit, then stop complaining about why am I not married? Why don't I have kids? Why am I lying to John Cena? So, I mean,
It's true. Nikki is, I think, from her sibling standpoint, she's caught up in a phase right now where she's very happy and she's willing to give up these things. But they are remembering before she was smitten when all she talked about was these things that she wanted. So I totally see both sides. Do I think they should have done it in the way they did? No. And I also think it's kind of nice or convenient that the mom is kind of like, and I didn't really do anything. Like, she's really getting away with it on this
Can
one.
we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Why is Nikki not more upset with her, with the mom?
because her mom tried to say, oh, it wasn't my idea, I was against this.
She should have shut it down in the first place.
And she's playing peacekeeper pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Kind of thank goodness for that because she's the only one she's like the gateway between the siblings and Nikki at this moment.
Well, if your mom is unstable too, then you got a crazy family.
Their mom is interesting, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with stuff like she's on the speakerphone with Nikki, and she's like, "Oh, are you by yourself?" She's like, "Yes."
Which is such a Nikki thing to do.
Yeah. She's a bit of an instigator too, so I see where the whole family gets it from.
I was wondering where this falls in the show. They were all on Raw together quite a long time ago. The mom, they showed the dad, the brother came on and was out in the
that's
ring
right.
with them. You guys remember that? I was wondering where that placed in this storyline. You know, if Nikki was still upset with Brie and her brother when that happened, or
Yeah, I
not.
can't
I wonder
remember.
if we'll see that.
Was that pre or post SummerSlam? I don't recall.
I think it was before SummerSlam.
Was it?
No, it was after because
was?
it was after Nikki did her heel turn.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
So
Okay.
maybe we're getting there.
So we're getting there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
JJ is something else. I don't know.
I think he's loving that Total Divas time.
Yeah, he is.
And when he has a problem with something, does it come across a little bit envious? You know, like, oh, you guys are always tired. Like, I wish I was tired because I was rich and famous.
Oh, God.
You know?
He does have
I'm never going to be able to interview any of these people ever again.
It's okay. They like you talking about
They
them.
do.
That's true. That's
They
true.
do.
JJ will have you interview him anytime, so you're fine.
That's your invitation to come on the show whenever you're in LA, JJ.
Brie comes off very just really trying hard to make up for everything. She even reaches out to John Cena and asks him, "What can I do? Can you even talk to her?" And John Cena kind of comes off as, "Well, wouldn't you feel like shit? Turn it around." He was kind of a dick about it, to be honest.
was.
I was surprised.
Well, he's kind of the only reasonable one sometimes, and he seemed to get across to her like how bad it really was what
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
She seemed to maybe kind of finally understand, like, oh, yeah, if Nikki did that to me, that would not be cool.
That also irks me though, because in the beginning he played it so cool, and even at the group intervention he played it cool. Why didn't you speak up then if you thought it was a big deal?
Yes.
He didn't say one word that it was a problem.
I agree.
Yeah,
So
kind of snaky.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he had to put it in perspective because he's like, listen, you keep trying the same thing. You just apologize and apologize and apologize. But if this was happening to you, you would be reacting the exact same way.
just give her some time and some space. But
Yeah.
I do think Nikki needs to tone it. She works with her, you know, and their family. They need to kind of have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I guess at the end she realizes, yeah, I'm of course gonna forgive you. I love you, but it's just gonna take some time.
I thought that was pretty big for her. I mean, she spent most of this episode telling her to shut up or just shutting her down entirely. And then by the end, it was kind of nice that she was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to forgive you, but give me a minute.
I was getting really frustrated with watching her ignore her, though.
Yeah, me
Right?
too. And it frustrates me to watch a whole episode or two where she's ignoring her.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, it's serious, but it's also not that serious.
Yeah.
Get over it. She's trying to apologize and she's really sorry. What else are you going to do?
And it came from the right place.
Yeah, it came from the right
did.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will give John Cena this. He did kind of persuade Nikki to go to that family event that she almost missed.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'll give him that. And I usually give him a lot more.
He wants the peace. He does.
He does.
He said that's why he didn't tell Nikki in the first place about what Brie and her family did. Because what did he say? I know how you all get. I mean, he's just trying to avoid the Bella drama.
Yep.
Yeah. But, you know, this is a really touchy subject, but in some kind of ways, John Cena is kind of being selfish by still being with her when I think deep down he knows that that's really what she wants. I don't think her perspective has changed. I just think that she just wants to be with John at this moment.
Yeah, he
Right.
knows he'd make her really sad if he did break up with her, so what's he supposed to do?
And he likes that Nikki stuff.
I mean, he's
They
definitely...
do seem to still have a hot relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's definitely a selfish person. We're well aware. But like my prediction said on the last episode, I wholeheartedly believe that they will be getting married eventually at some point, and it will be a feature on Total Divas.
And that would be great.
Yeah.
It'd be highest rated episode
Can't wait to see that.
I'll put any
she'd
money
get a
on it.
spin-off out of that for sure.
For sure. Yep.
I mean, if they presented it to him, John, well, why don't you marry Nikki so we could do this, this, and that, and you'll make tons more money, they'll probably both say yes.
The Cenas.
The Cena.
That'd be crazy. Let's talk about Rosa Mendez.
Please.
Because we saw a lot of her in this particular
Yes, we
episode.
did.
She had a wardrobe malfunction, and as a result of this malfunction, she got over 25,000 followers, extra followers on Instagram
And
as well as
11,000 on
Twitter.
Instagram and 25,000 on Twitter.
So a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And she wants to keep gaining some more, so she's thinking, well, if I give a nip slip or something, maybe that will happen. So she confides in our new girl, Alicia Fox. And
who I'm loving so far.
they've decided to try a way to make this look fake. And at the end of the day, it doesn't work. But she
Thank God they realized that because I feel like they could have just,
They would
for
have
whatever
been fired.
reason, yeah, they definitely would have been
There goes
fired.
half your Total Divas.
It looks really uncomfortable.
It looks so bad.
And I wasn't feeling Rosa's two outfit choices either.
Right.
Yeah, her gear needs
Yeah.
an update.
Yeah.
But she goes and Mark calls her out, and I've never seen him this mad in a Total Divas episode ever.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought he was going to fire her.
Yeah, he's an intimidating guy when he gets angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never good when the lead is, do you think I'm stupid?
That was good.
No.
That's exactly what she said. She's like, no, question mark? That did not happen.
I mean, this whole situation was so rough, and I hope that this is building to who did, because
That's what I want to know.
she obviously thinks it's Alicia, and the reaction when she's like, Alicia, I have to talk to you right now. The look on Alicia Fox's face was so great.
She's like,
It's like, what in the...
Well, do you guys think that Alicia was being a true friend or not? I really liked in the hotel how she said, you know, Rosa, you have other attributes that you bring that everybody loves. I was like, oh, that's a really sweet thing to say. She's being a great friend. But then she should have known, I think, that the other girls would talk about the planned wardrobe malfunction. So I'm wondering if maybe she purposely threw Rosa under the bus.
but the thing is, like, when they were having that conversation, when Rosa was saying no one likes me, I was very shocked by that. I thought Rosa was loved by people, but also Alicia was saying, no, everyone likes you. So I'm thinking Alicia didn't, if this really happened in the locker room and all that stuff, she didn't mean it like, oh yeah, no one likes her, so I'm gonna talk shit. It just kind of happened.
I mean, as we saw last week with Cameron talking about the accident, quote unquote, that Natty had. Like, these girls love to talk, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I don't
expect that from Cameron.
Yeah, well, I expect it from most of them, to be honest. I mean, they're on the road together. Gossip is like the hottest commodity you can have when you're just traveling around with, 10 other people. But I don't think that Alicia ever thought that this was going to make it to Mark's ears. I don't think, she can be gossipy all she wants, but somebody definitely was feeling malicious and took it to him.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
Who do you think it is?
It's Summer Rae.
Well,
Summer Rae.
actually, if Summer was in the conversation, 100% yes. But excluding Summer Rae, let's pretend she wasn't there, I would say Natalya second.
You know what's funny? I thought
She's the
Natalya
mother.
too.
Yeah.
But not even in a malicious way, just having a big mouth the way she is.
Yeah, a big
She wants to put the
mouth.
attention on someone else because she's
Right.
embarrassed herself so much lately.
Yeah.
And I think she's also like that mother figure of kind of like, Mark, you better watch out for this girl. She's planning on doing this.
Yeah.
Just like giving the little tip off, not to be malicious, but putting it out there.
Yeah, because it is a PG product at the end of the day. So if that were to happen on live television, they could get a lot of fines. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, the Super Bowl was obviously a bigger production, but still a lot of that would happen again.
Well, I was wondering if maybe Layla has it out for Rosa. We don't see her on Total Divas, but she's one of my favorite divas. She's a lot of fun. And she's the one who pulled Rosa's bottoms down for in the original wardrobe malfunction. And she was also featured in one tiny scene when Rosa was saying, no one likes me. Layla was kind of standing there giving her a little glare as Rosa walked by.
Should have a little stank on it.
Yeah. And Layla is so cool. I love her. And she's been around a long time. I'm wondering if she was around when Rosa had her alcohol problem and was really in hot mess mode. And I wonder if maybe Layla thinks, like, get rid of this girl already. She's caused enough problems. Now she wants to do a wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
Maybe it was Layla.
I just have a feeling it's probably someone on the Total Divas cast because that would make it more fiery.
Storyline.
Because they want to do a storyline.
And they're going to figure it out, too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I initially thought maybe Alicia Fox is lying, but...
And to go off
don't
this
think
whole
so.
topic with the Layla actually pulling her bottoms down, I want to know why it's Rosa's problem that happened. Why was Mark like, well, you could have, or somebody said you could have leaned more forward. Well, I don't understand why it's her issue. The other girl grabbed her bottoms in the first place.
They're supposed to be wearing nylons. A lot of them do, and Rosa has talked about she doesn't want to have to. She thinks they're uncomfortable, and she was working on
No,
her
I think
booties
she
that I won't
was
have to have them.
that night, wasn't she?
I think she was.
Oh, was
right?
she?
Yeah, I thought she was.
Was it on a main? It was on
It was
main
hard
event,
to tell
right?
with
She
the
does
censor.
wear, she
Yeah.
does wear them, and it was a main event.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
But what do you guys think of Alicia Fox's official debut on Total
Loved
Divas?
it. I think she's so. I love Alicia Fox. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And it looks like she's going to be the one to finally call out Cameron. So I can't wait to see that.
What did I miss? Was I in the?
It was in the
next-
coming
preview.
this season on.
Oh, that thing always cuts off for
Mine
me.
too.
Well, she definitely takes something of Cameron's and throws it in the pool at the Hollywood Roosevelt. It looked like a sparkly phone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
Girl, bye.
Yeah, right. But I'm really liking Alicia. I was expecting her to bring a little bit more ridiculous drama just because of her in the ring persona. You know, she's a big deal in the ring. She's pouring soda on people's heads and stealing the announcers' hats. And I expected her to come in with like a big whoosh, like, oh, here's Alicia causing problems. But she was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, she's been around for 9 years. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I've watched the whole time, but I was like, wow, yeah, she's kind of one of the senior people for the girl side now.
She's really pretty, too.
She's so pretty.
So I was like, okay, I gotta rewind because I need to pay attention to what she's saying. But let's talk about the big storyline of the night. Eva Marie. Ariane and Eva Marie go to a fertility doctor, Nikki's fertility doctor, and Eva Marie finds out that she is in fact able to have children, just a slight little surgical issue, not a big deal. And her husband is so pleased, but the thing is Eva never wants to have children.
And never wanted to from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, what do you guys think?
I don't know if I bought that storyline because in the beginning, she was going to the fertility doctor to find out if she had kids. Like, it had nothing to do with her not wanting kids. So why did they then flip the switch on? Well, now I'm not sure because I'm scared of my body and I have a career and I don't know if I'd be a good mother. It flipped to all these other excuses. So I feel like it was more producer-induced per se, and why would she lie about that to Jonathan from the beginning when they first got together, when Jonathan said to her, you told me that this was something you wanted also.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It was like contradicting.
She's a smart girl, and I think she'll do whatever she wants to get what she wants, and I respect that. And I think that she really just thought, oh, maybe I'll be infertile and I won't have to deal with it.
Who thinks that maybe they'll be infertile, though? I mean, do you just wake up and think, I don't have eggs?
She had made some reference to being told previously that she couldn't have kids. She did make a reference.
Yes, she
and
did,
her mom had some kind of issue.
Her mom had issues
that
as well.
storyline because they said her eggs are perfect.
No,
I don't know.
think she was always fingers crossed that she couldn't do it. Oh, sure, Jonathan, let's try again.
Yeah, and that whole cystic thing with the uterus, like I have little cysts in my uterus too. I know if it gets really bad and you grow a lot, it's a problem. But I think that was just another excuse to make this storyline more probable.
Yeah. So let's pretend the storyline is real. Let's pretend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jonathan seemed to react pretty real.
Yeah.
If it wasn't real, he didn't know that. Because we finally see him get heated.
He was the John Cena of this episode, though.
Yeah.
He was so calm. Look, I'm going to leave before I punch you in the face is pretty much what he said.
Yeah, good for him. At least he knows how to control it.
So many words.
And then when she went to go see him, he was like, of course you can talk to me. And he was really nice about it. I think he's a little too soft on her, like too, pushover.
He loves her.
She pretty much. And then at the end, it sounded like she might be open to the idea. It's just that she's afraid of having children and being a bad mom. So
that's fair. I mean, this is not a time. I mean, just like Nikki, why I don't think that the John Cena thing is completely selfish because your career is gone if you do have a kid right now. I mean, there is no way to have both.
Right.
So
not for the men, just for the women.
Well, just for the women, yeah. But I don't really see. And he said it wasn't even good for his career, for Jonathan's career right now. So, I mean, I think he's talking just like theoretically right now, and she got really anxious about it. And I don't know. I think they just need to calm down for a minute.
He was pushing it pretty hard.
Yeah.
she was really harping on being worried about losing her body.
That seemed to be her only concern about it.
Yeah.
That was kind of her only misgiving.
Like she kept saying, I don't know
the
if I
water
can do
weight comment, how she freaked out about how much water weight she holds every day. I mean, nobody does, but that to me just says, oh, Lord, if you gain 1 pound, you're probably going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I think it just indicates how just not ready in her mind she is, if that's what she's thinking about. You know, she just needs 5-10 years, and they're young. They're a young couple.
And you know, in the WWE, especially for her, she's not a very good wrestler, right? I mean, we've talked about that on here before. So her body is her business card, you know? So I could see it really messing with you mentally to be like, oh my gosh, I have 3 extra pounds. They're never going to call me up to the roster or whatever, you know? So I get where all that anxiety can come from. Is it really rational? Probably not. But for right now, I understand.
That's a good point.
I mean, to support your family, you need to be making money, and that's her career, plus the Shreds deal and everything else, which is clearly promoted on the show.
Yeah.
Product placement.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, now we know why they're all in such great shape. It's because they go to the gym when they're mad.
Yeah.
Nikki, too, is like, I'm at the gym. I gotta go.
That's actually the way to go. I've started to realize that,
Yeah, I need to get more arguments or something.
Working off that drama.
No, you don't. I can call you tomorrow and be like, hey, sucker.
Well, you know, maybe Eva should have called Nikki, and they could have had a discussion about this whole kids thing. And actually, they were tweeting back and forth last night and said that to each other. Hey, we should have had a convo about this, because they're really each on the other side.
Yeah, that's
from
good.
each other.
Huh.
That's just weird. And yet Nikki's with someone that doesn't want kids. Like, you want to just make a switch partnership?
Nikki and Jonathan can have kids.
You know?
That would be a great pairing.
Is there anything else we want to talk about from this particular episode?
Oh, there was so much good stuff.
As everyone looks down their notes.
Yeah, I guess just like for next episode, what I was thinking.
Okay.
Sounds like predictions.
Yeah.
You want to go to predictions? Let's go to predictions, and then we'll do.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ.
Get ready for the disco floor.
Hey!
So cool.
Yeah.
High tech.
Gabby, you go first.
So we did hear Eva Marie say something about there being traces of silicone in her blood. But I know that somebody commented on our YouTube last time saying that she was in to get a breast reduction, possibly.
Yeah.
That's because I was wondering, like, why was she in the hospital? So that's going to be a little bit of an interesting storyline because is it going to take her out of work? Is this a big problem? I'm just curious to see what really happens in the hospital and what they have to do.
Yeah.
When was the last time that we've seen her on WWE?
Eva?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't even seen her out at the ringside.
Even in the Christmas thing, was
I don't think she was in the Christmas
No.
Battle Royal thing.
I think
long
she's
time.
a very, very reality star.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more than wrestling star.
They use her time in that way for Total Divas.
We don't
instead
even see her
of in the
practice or
ring.
train.
Yikes. So I wonder
Yeah.
if they're going to take her out of this show, if she's ever off the show, if she'll be off the roster.
She's so important, though, on Total Divas, right?
I think that's
She
why
is.
WWE is keeping her. Same with Ariane.
Yeah. Ariane? Okay. I don't know how important she is on Total Divas. I'm fine.
Now that we have Foxy.
I do like her, though.
Yeah.
She's
well,
good
as far
drama.
as that
She
Eva
is.
was in getting a reduction, maybe she just had to have them redone because the silicone was leaking and just went a little smaller.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's a very common problem, actually, of women in Hollywood. They have to have them redone.
And then when the silicone leaks into your bloodstream, that's actually a bigger problem because getting surgery with that causes complications.
that sounds really dangerous.
It's
actually.
very
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible till
Yeah.
just recently.
It all sounds very scary.
Do you guys
does.
do you guys have any predictions?
Well, you know, you guys are harder on John Cena than I am. I always like him and think that he's a really nice, cool guy.
It
So-
changed recently,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Really?
I don't know if
He's
it's
made a
just
turn?
Gabby, but I think
Thanks for calling me out.
we used to be nice to him on the show.
We like him. It's just he always gets his way, and
No, I love John Cena,
too.
but I think it's definitely the selfishness of this is my career, this is what I want, so you have to abide by my lifestyle.
Well, we see him being a good man and a good boyfriend a lot.
Yeah.
And I think next week's episode, when him and Nikki have their little man versus woman
I'm
game
excited
off,
for that.
I think we're going to see John act a little douchey. I think it's
I
finally
wanna
going to
see
be,
that.
yeah, it's finally going to be like, oh, John Cena.
So then we're
Not
in
quite as
the right
lovable.
lane over there.
Next week. We'll chat again about it next week
We're just 5 steps ahead.
on the Cena hating.
I might have some outdated prediction and gossips, but I was reading because I was trying to read up on stuff that apparently Nikki and John in this coming end of the season they're gonna continue to have relationship issues. Obviously, we're seeing that. Bree is gonna consider leaving the wrestling world behind, and Natty's gonna
about that.
Yeah, Natty's still gonna have problems with her marriage, obviously, and she's gonna look for a new place to live. And then Rosa Mendez obviously misreads bisexuality issues and stuff like that. So that's some stuff going on. But let's talk about some news and gossip, which I managed to get a little bit of.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Okay, so this is maybe a little outdated, but I just read it. There's a WWE Mortals game coming out.
Yes.
And there was actually a photo that the Bella twins posted on Instagram.
Looking unbelievable.
Yeah, they look really good. I think there it is, looking hot.
There we go.
So obviously it kind of looks like a female Scorpion and Sub-Zero,
yeah,
right?
very Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
they both have boobs in this photo.
Gabby's takeaway is the best. They have tits.
And it actually looks like a very like diva-centric game altogether.
Yeah. And you can kind of tell which one's which, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We got Nikki here.
The bigger one.
Yeah, the bigger one. And then also, Nikki Bella was named the WWE's second most unexpected breakout star, only going second to Dolph Ziggler last year, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Charlotte, another female wrestler, and Natalya, their match in the NXT TakeOver was ranked second on WWE.com, which is
You guys have a
number
network,
6.
look that up.
Excuse me, number 6.
Great match.
And then Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon's match were ranked up there too at number 24. So that's pretty cool. So that's my little news and gossip.
Well, you know, you were saying about Brie wanting to have kids. My theory is, remember how she was gone for months before the Stephanie McMahon thing? Mm-hmm. I think that her and Brian were trying to have kids, and maybe it just didn't happen. So she thought, oh, well, I'll give it 3 months or whatever it was. She's gone a long time, and then if it doesn't happen, I'll just go back.
I think she was just taking care of Daniel Bryan. Because she was committed.
It was a long time.
Yeah. He was injured, and I think maybe
That's
also
when his father passed away as well.
Yeah, his father passed away, and I don't know if they had a storyline for the Bella Twins at that particular moment. And then as SummerSlam was coming back around, and they knew Daniel Bryan wasn't returning, I think they were like, "How can we?" Because it's basically the same storyline, just brought from a previous year. So I was like, "How can we kind of maximize this Daniel Bryan heat?" and turn it into Brie versus Stephanie, and they did such an amazing job. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I loved
it was
that.
a wonderful story.
Yeah. So.
And how cool for the Bella Twins, because I mean, if you think about when they started, they were really just like models who played soccer when they were young. I mean, it was not this, and now they both started dating wrestlers and really got into the game a lot stronger, and now they're at the top of the league.
Yeah, their
Brie's
bodies
worth
are
$1 million.
Their bodies are inspirations. So.
Yeah, both of them.
That's for
very
sure.
different too.
Who's your favorite diva? Because I know before it was Nikki, right? And then you changed.
Yeah, I like Nikki a lot.
You still like Nikki?
I still like Nikki.
All right, how are you?
the two Bellas we're talking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, is it just between the Bellas or the whole roster?
The Sabellas.
Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, I love Brie for her like organicness and her nutrition and all that, because I'm passionate about that stuff too. But I love Nikki's like fire and her attitude she brings to what she does. I don't know, they're both like great for different reasons.
Yeah.
Such a hard one. I'm gonna go with no. I can do it. I can do it.
It can always change.
She can't decide.
I can't.
It always
It's too
changes.
difficult.
Well, maybe you should vote Brie, because I'm going to vote Nikki. So
There's two
There you go.
Nikkis.
she's just got a little more fire and a little more fabulousness, and I like it.
I go back and forth. Right now, I think I currently like Brie. Maybe it's because I felt really bad for her and the way Nikki was so pissed at her. I'm like, I just cut her some slack, Like, one of the worst things I hate is when you have good intentions, but you get shit for it.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible feeling. So anyway, I mean, that about wraps up our after show.
Well, a little bit of news. I didn't know this, that the guys actually get paid for being on Total Divas as well.
They better.
Oh,
well,
good.
a lot of reality shows like Real Housewives, they don't pay husbands.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they signed the star.
And I was
not the
also
other
wondering
person.
if maybe John Cena was doing it as a favor when it started to lift Nikki's star, to let her rise a little bit. But yeah, they definitely get
But
paid.
that's what he says.
Wait a second.
I remember, like, I once interviewed him, like, why would you be doing that? And he says, oh, I do it for Nikki.
Yeah.
So that's what he does say.
Wait, but how are the Real Housewives' husbands not getting paid? Because if you look at like New Jersey Housewives, their husbands are
Only the
highly
wives.
featured.
Yeah, but only the wives get paid.
That's so weird because they're like almost just as big of characters as their wives.
That's a little suspect.
It's
strange.
straight from a Bravo source, honeys. I'm telling you.
Maybe they treat every season different too.
Yeah.
You never know, like the New York versus New Jersey versus Beverly Hills and OC could
Yeah.
be totally different.
It could also be how they're signed as well. Like
Yeah.
when you start, like sure, you sign my wife, I'll be there because that's my wife.
Why
and then,
wouldn't you get more money for that? Like, let's be real. If they're all business people, that
Yeah.
doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
Yep.
Those rates always
They all want to be on the
quadruple
show.
and go.
And
so
the wives make so much money, too,
Yeah.
is the other thing. Like, what are they going to pay the husbands? 10 grand? If your wife's making
Let's really take an
$500,000
extra
already.
10. I know. Who's gonna say no?
Mauricio doesn't need it.
I'll take $500 to be on your after show. I mean, your reality show. Or your after show, wherever you
Either
want.
way.
You don't want to be on a
Whatever.
Buna Murray reality show, trust me.
I'll take a McDonald's Happy Meal. Okay, anyway.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me, guys. This was really fun.
Welcome to the
I love it.
team. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
team. And you guys can follow us. Everyone, let everyone know where they can follow you in the meantime.
Yeah,
go
please
first.
hit me up at Christy Reports. I steamrolled over my other co-host, so maybe I won't be back next week.
No, you definitely
Tweet me and let me know what you think about that. Now you go.
I am The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on Nerdist.com with the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast.
Oh, cool.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Gabrielle_Loren, Instagram at GabbyLO87, and for fitness tips, FitFabDaily.
Yeah, I follow her. She's looking jazzed.
Yeah, and so is Kaori.
I'm trying.
She's right up there.
And you can follow me at KAORIOUS at Kaori's. And go ahead and rate, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And tune in for another episode next week. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.